Guys, I went to Kansas City last week and I was sick with the kids. So those are the biggest updates that I can bring to you. Hey, I want to, give you guys a pitch. And it's not a pitch of like, hey, do this thing right now. It's more of a pitch of, hey, if you've been on the fence for investing into real estate, there is an opportunity coming up in a couple months. It's going to probably be January, early January. So here's the backstory. The backstory is I invest with these guys in Kansas City. I just flew out there last week and, we toured the market, the area. We went to their different multifamily value add apartment deals. We went to a few of their development, just ground up deals that they're doing right now. And went to their headquarters, had some training, had some sort of motivational speeches, got to know the crew, met the builders, went to their banks, just really did a deep dive with these guys. And I've known them for a few years. So for me, it was really just strengthening relationships, hanging out with them. We drove around in a Sprinter van, me and like 10 other guys. I stayed in an Airbnb with 3 other guys. It was just a lot of relationship building for me. As a capital raiser, as a fund of funds manager, I attract investors into my deals. And the way I do that is I say, hey, here's this awesome opportunity. The guys in Kansas City, the company is called Oak IQ. They're the ones running it. They have a track record. They're in an excellent market. They have an amazing network of people. They underwrite amazing deals. They have relationships with brokers and other just high-end individuals in the area. And they bring these large deals, these $70, $80 million developments into a package where you as an investor can passively be a part owner of this thing by investing, $100,000 or more. So I've been doing this for a few years and I'm seeing now things that they have started reach pro forma status, meaning, they've reached the target numbers of rents or occupancy, whatever they've been trying to do, they've reached that and they're just holding on to it. And over the next few years, they're going to be exiting some of these things. So they have just closed on 3 subscriptions, 3 offerings, 100% funded. There was a deal called Hernhut. It was a value add, 130 units. That's fully funded. It's about a 3-year play. They just fully funded on a deal called Copper Creek, which is a 289 unit ground up development, luxury apartments in Kansas City. And they have fully funded on a energy fund, raising money for oil and gas. So these are pretty big raises. Like the first one I think was a $3 million raise. Second one I think was a $28 million raise. And then this last one was the energy fund was a $5 million raise. So all of them have been funded. There is a new deal on the horizon, and I can't give specifics of it for SEC regulations. This one's coming up in January. So I'm going to be doing my best to get, hey, sign up if you're interested in that. Put your name here and I'll contact you. I've been slow in getting these systems in place, CRM things. But if you're listening now and you've thought about investing, this is a great time to rather contact me through schedule a call. You can shoot me an email on, actually my website is investwitheastwest.com. My company is called East West Capital. And you can go on there and you can say, contact, it'll shoot me an email. That's one way to get in touch with me. You can also just reach out to me on Instagram. Kenny Will Johnson is my name for those that are on there. And then I'm on LinkedIn as well, Kenneth Johnson. So those are probably all the ways that you can get in touch with me. But what I would really encourage you guys to do is get started in understanding some of these processes and how can I invest and am I the right person to invest and why Kansas City? Because as soon as this thing hits, I know it's going to fill up. What happens is it's probably going to be about a $9 million raise. And again, not to get into any specifics, but the capital investors are growing with this specific team. They're getting more popular. They're going to be exiting a few deals, like I said, the next couple of years. And I think once that happens, it's going to be very hard to get in time-wise when these deals launch. It's going to be like probably a 30-day or so type of thing. I don't know. But we had a check writer on the last deal finish out the fund at a $20 million check. And so we're now getting some attention of these bigger, like family office type of people. And for those that have been around in the multifamily real estate or the syndication space, once you get a hold of a few family offices to see what you're doing, it gets a lot easier to raise money. So I want to be helping my investors get in on these deals. So if you are interested in that kind of thing, please reach out. To kind of further the updates of how everything went, I flew out to Kansas City. What was challenging was kids were getting sick. I had talked to my wife about a month or so ago about this. So the timing was pretty terrible in regards to dad leaving the wife and kids at home. I wasn't feeling great on the first day. And then while I was gone, my daughter, Sybil, who was like 4 months, she got sick, or like her first time really getting sick. So huge props to my wife for holding the fort down. I was welcomed back home with open arms and definitely caught up with a few things around the house I could help with. Guys, I'm still reading. For those that are joining me in sort of this leadership development thing I'm doing, um, John Maxwell's The 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership. He also wrote the book, The Laws of Leadership in the Bible. They're both kind of the same book with different case studies. But the book is going very well. One of the chapters was called Law of Process. And overall theme there is, are you guys putting processes in place where you're building off of your current your previous day's work? Are you building momentum? Are you looking for that 1% increase each day to keep the needle going? So I know for me, life has been scattered multiple times. You get started doing this thing and then the family does this thing, or you take a trip over here, or someone tells you about this new opportunity over here, and you kind of get a little bit everywhere. I would say this is the year that I really need to see more completions on what I start. I don't think it's bad to try different things, but I keep hearing the same message over and over. Become obsessed with one thing or get really good at one thing. Then you can start experimenting with a couple other things, but not until you have sort of succeeded in finding success in something that's narrowed down. So what does that look like for you guys? It could be your full-time day job. Maybe there's some margin in your day where you're trying to start a side hustle. That could be passive investing opportunities, which I can help you with. Could be active investing opportunities where you're trying to find properties. Maybe you decide, hey, I want to kind of do something with what Kenny's doing. I have a network of people that have a lot of money. I met a guy today who he's in the exotic car business. He helps his clients buy extremely expensive exotic cars, and he wants to become a fund of funds manager to convert some of these clients of his into investing their money into real estate. And there just is all these barriers in his mind of how it just hasn't worked in the past, how things were confusing, didn't know how to underwrite the deal, didn't know how to find the deal, didn't want to take down this big apartment. So there's other ways to do it where you're not leading the team. And even something I've been wrestling with in my mind is, man, wouldn't it be better for me to just be the leader and take down, this self-storage thing or this mobile park thing, or, this big development? And I am constantly meeting people who are sort of doing that, or they're learning it, or they're already doing it locally as well as in these mastermind groups, OKQ team. And where I've settled is, hey, there's things that I know I can grow into over time, but like I've got to meet today's challenges head on, and then I need to be preparing for the future. So whatever boat you're in, if you're feeling like you have some margin of time or money and you want it to be deployed, or you're feeling strapped and you're just like, oh man, like I have no time. I just have to figure out how to, buy groceries for next week. You're in a safe space and I'm here to encourage. And I would just say as a challenge, be a leader in the circles that you're running in today. And what does that mean, be a leader? First off, pick up that book and look at all the different things, all the laws of it. But from my studies, from my learnings over my 37 years of being alive, being a leader is to influence. And I would say the best way that I influence is to help serve people. Get your attention off yourself, figure out what that person is needing, and go for it. Of course, every yes is 1,000 no's. So if you're leading at your household, you might need to make sure that, hey, I'm home at a certain time, or I'm available during these, time block windows. If you're staying up late or getting up really early to work on your health or extra things, you might need to recharge or rest at certain times because your cup is empty. Yeah, I mean, over the next couple of weeks, we're going to be having some more cadence of the podcasts. We're going to be having some different webinar type of things that I'm hoping to roll out, probably one in November. And a lot of it is going to be sort of preparing my audience for future deals. I don't have any deals right now. There's nothing that's available right now, which honestly is a huge relief for me because it allows me to sort of ramp up for the next few deals. So 2026 will be here before we know it. Yeah, I want to be a resource for you guys and to get into these opportunities in a time that works well for you guys, which pretty much translates to learn stuff now about how it works so that come 3 months from now, 4 months from now, you have a full understanding of kind of what you're doing. So when the opportunity comes, it's an easy check mark. So that's it for today. We're making it. Hope you're thriving wherever you're at. And I'm here for you. Take care.